Streamed live on Twitch at Lord Brandon 10.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Today we are here with another Destiny Rising video, and today I am showing you guys how to attain a 390 to 400k score here in the Nexus interface strike for Calamity. That is the featured Calamity ops for the next 2 weeks here in Destiny Rising. So I do have Nate that is in the VC with me, and he is going to be essentially explaining everything Hellhest related. I will be explaining my point of view from the Ning Fei on everything you need to do. We'll give you possible comps, possible different strats for each zone, and of course the complete guide on everything you need to know here within this Calamity Ops strike. Now, real quick before I get into this and we start, we are doing helps for this Calamity Ops strike over on our Twitch at Lord Brandon 10. Please make sure to come drop us a follow. I will have the link down in the description. Come drop us a follow. We're doing helps every night live. We were live for 7 hours today, as you guys can see in the bottom right. Also join our Discord so that way you know when I go live. We'll have that link to our Discord server in the pinned comment section below. We have an entire Destiny Rising community literally running these runs every single day, trying to help as many of you guys as we can. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into this guide and break it down for you. All right, Nate, I'm here. So starting off, guys, when you start here, we have in this comp here, and like I said, Nate will cut in and explain things as well. In this particular run, we had 2 Hellhest, 1 Ning. We start off with the Hellhest, one of the Hellhests popping the drone, one of their drones, to give us the speed boost. Keep in mind, when we go through these runs, guys, you're going to see these little yellow circle things that's on the ground right here. These are essential. You're going to see these throughout the strike. These are the only ways you can heal besides your abilities. So last week it was picking up the orb and staying near that teammate to be able to, you know, stay healed. This time you have to hit these little nodes and stay inside these nodes if you want to be healed. These are spread out throughout the map. But that being said, as you guys can see, we just go towards the door. The Hellhest will then pop the drone, and then we just start taking off.
Yeah, and the Hellhest's main thing that they want to be focusing on throughout the majority of the run is they're mainly looking for the big yellow bar enemies, the Shinkas, the mini bosses, because that is their main role. Yeah.
All right, guys, so when you get to this part here, as the Ning Fei person, for me, by the time I got here, I already had around 12 of the arc things charged. If you guys didn't know, you cannot pre-charge these. It was patched on Thursday. We covered that in the Twitter. So I had to get off what I could, traversing to here. So I had 12. That was enough to take down these guys. The Hellhest will focus the solar guys up here. Hellhest abilities. Do you want to talk on how they're nuking those guys, or isn't that really nothing too special for these 2 right here?
For the most part, it's a damage drone that's going to assist in doing damage, but for the most part, I believe they're bowing them down. Possibly one of them's using a salvo, their salvo ability to get the extra damage out to try to break the shields, and also give them like extra damage on every attack for the 6 stacks.
All right. So moving forward, Hellhest takes care of those guys. Now we get to this part here. You're going to notice we have a precision Shinka here. The Ning Fei will not touch that guy literally whatsoever. In the runs that we did, or that I did here with Raven Peak, I just had another 6 ready. I jolted those guys, killed those guys immediately. Those 2, I believe, focus the precision Shinka or Shinka there. As you can see, I literally looked down and it's already nuked. So they are probably more than likely using a damage drone, like Nate just said, and popping a salvo, and Dorio Contravene will nuke it literally. If you guys see right here, that's the yellow stuff that I was telling you about. Standing in those creates the dome in which heals you. Those are spread out throughout the map. Now we're gonna break this up a little bit here. This is the Zone 1 main encounter here. I'm gonna explain what I did here from a Ning Fei perspective, and then Nate, which is the guy once again who created this strat, is gonna explain a little bit more on what the Hellhest are doing in this room, so that way you guys can get through this zone as quickly as possible. But when I start, the first thing I'm doing is focusing all of the little ads. As Ning Fei, I'm focusing all of the little guys. We're gonna have 2 of the precision Shinkas spawn in again, one on the top right, one on the top left. You also have a Cyclops on the top left and the top right as well. In our runs, the Hellhest was taking care of the Cyclops and then the precision. And I'll let Nate cover that in just a second. But as the Ning Fei here, as you guys can see, I was killing the ads. I did not move out until I heard the sound effects. You'll hear like a popping sound when both of those guys are dropped. Once I heard the 2 popping sounds that both of those guys are dropped, that's when I moved out and I get ready to spawn Corruption, which is my Q ability on the main boss guy that spawns in. I forgot his name, the Splinks or whatever they call him. I honestly don't even know. It's the big guy that spawns in. The Minotaur, yeah. As you can see, I heard the 2 drops. And I started moving out because the Hellhest can nuke them quickly. I go in, I follow that with a Q ability, which is going to provide Corruption, which is going to give them that damage buff towards that enemy so they can nuke it even further with their salvo and damage drones. Once that's done, I go up here. I have a good amount of stacks already because I dash over and do my Q ability for the Corruption. And I'm essentially just aiming for the crit spot on this Solar Hobgoblin, and I quickly get him out of the way. And then I do the same thing for the other guy, that if he was still alive over there, if the Hellhest didn't already kill it. In this run, they already had it dead. And then I would turn my attention to the middle guy if he wasn't already dead. If you want to explain a little bit on the Hellhest side, if I missed anything on that, Nate.
Yeah, for when they're running the double Hellhest, they're probably dropping a healing drone and a damage drone, and each Hellhest is looking at the the piercing Shinkas on either side. For the most part, the Hellhests actually don't even have to target the Cyclopses because the salvo strikes are enough to just kill the Cyclopses while they're killing the Shinkas. And after that, they just turn their attention towards the Minotaur boss, mini boss.
All right. Well, that is the Zone 1 breakdown for you guys. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about the transition between 1 and 2 and the strats that we did. Because ideally, you want to clear this entire room and the transition between 1 and 2 all in the 5x multiplier, especially if you are going for 400. We did not hit 400 on this run. We hit 398. But you do want to clear this and the transition between 1 and 2 in the 5x multiplier. So first thing that we did here, you can do this one of 2 ways. Nate, cut in if you have a better way as well. What we did here is I was already standing next to the door. That's just where I was kind of focusing on my jobs in the previous zone. I run in quickly, sliding the best I can. Once you land, I'm trying to dodge to get over as quick as possible. I'm building up my jolt charges. As you guys can see in the top right, we're going to have some harpies that spawn in. And as you can see, we have very, very little time left on our meter here for the 5x multiplier. What you can do and what we did here is the Ning Fei will go for the 2 Minotaurs. He'll pop Corruption. By this time, he'll have more than enough jolt to nuke those 2 of the Arc Minotaurs. And then you can have your Hellhest with their bows, simply 1-tap, or even use Queen Breaker to 1-tap these guys here. If you have more than enough time, if you're running this super quick, Ning Fei should be able to nuke all of this. If you have, let's say, about right here on the clock, Ning Fei can nuke this entire side without the Hellhest intervention. Or if you're running double Ning for this comp here, then one Ning can go and focus the 2 harpies, and then the other guy goes for the 2 down here. So it really is up to you and however you run that, depending on your comp. Nate, did you want to add anything here, or did I cover it?
No, you got it pretty much spot on. The big thing is getting somebody down to that platform as fast as possible because the ads do not spawn until somebody is on that platform.
All right. So with that, guys, that is pretty much it. That's the transition. As you guys see, this score, I don't know what we missed, but if you did it right, you'll know you did it right if this says 147. That is the absolute most you can earn from zone 1 and the transition between 1 and 2. So if you did it right, you'll be at 147 and you will have done it within the 5 times gate. Like I said, I don't know what we missed. It must have bugged out or something, which is the only reason why we didn't get 400.
Of the goblins, you probably missed some of the goblins with the Minotaur, because as soon as you kill the Minotaur, everything despawns.
Yeah. But keep in mind, if you guys had killed those goblins, this would have been guaranteed 400. So that's why this title is 390 to 400, even though I didn't get it, unfortunately. But anyway, this is the zone 2, guys. So there's a lot of different things happening. Nate's going to come in on this. I'm going to kind of explain the Ning Fei point, and then we'll let Nate take over from the Hellhest point of view. So first thing I do when I get into this room, you'll notice before we even drop down, there's a healing orb. I quickly get that. Doesn't do much. Just tapping him, and then I get here. Now I hit this wall, I'm automatically building my dodges, I'm building my jolts, because our job here as a Ning Fei is there's 2 rapid fires. You're gonna see it here in a second, and we have to drop both these rapid fires to allow the Hellhest to go ahead and nuke those 2 there. So I'm building it up. I get 12. I feel comfortable enough to go ahead and drop. So I went ahead and I dropped both shields, and then I apply corruption to both of those. And I just want to highlight something here. When I go in and when I drop both, the corruption needs to hit both. So if you just go in the middle between the 2, even if you don't hit the boss, the corruption spans in a meter. I believe they told me earlier was 10 meters. So I slam, as you can see, it hits both. It hits both of them, so it gets the corruption. And then from there, what Peak was doing while I was working on taking down the rapid fires, what he's doing is there is a cranium right there. If you guys look, there is a cranium right there on the right side that spawns from a Minotaur. So when we get here, he's focusing the Minotaur to kill it, to drop the cranium. So by the time I'm done killing these guys and spread corruption, I'm picking up this art cranium while he is now focusing the 2 rapid fires. I will then duffel back to where he is, pick up the cranium, quickly turn around, of course, play your life. That's more important than anything. And I am hitting the boxes on the far rightmost, and then that's what I'm doing. And then the guy that's on left, the Hellhest that's on left, will have the job of not only worrying about killing the left rapid fire as well, they do have to kill the left Minotaur as well, and they do have to pick up that cranium as well to shoot the 2 that's up there in the top right. Before I go any further, did you want to step in and explain anything before I go any further?
Yeah, basically, once you get into this room, if you're running a single Ning or a double Ning Fei comp, pretty much the Nings are waiting for, if the Hellhest is lagging behind a little bit, to get into the room so they can drop the shields on the 2 Shinkas, and then the Hellhest can just pop a damage drone, pop a salvo, and just, it's literally like 2 Queensbreaker shots per Shinka, and sometimes even if they're close enough, it's a total of 3 to kill both, just because the splash damage from the salvo and the drones is more than enough to take them out.
So once you guys have done all of that and you have got your craniums, you've killed the rapid fires, now it's going to be time for the big guy that spawns in. Once again, I don't know his name, I'm just calling it Splix. I honestly, the Fix, there we go.
Sphinx.
Oh, Sphinx, whatever. I'm first time running it, guys. I'm sorry. Sphinx whatever, Big Vex guy, he spawns in. So there's a lot of things happening here, okay? Number one that I want to point out, this entire room, including the ads, need to be dead in the 4 times multiplier. This is where the meat and potatoes of your run is coming from, okay? So there's a lot that goes into this here. What we did here in this run, if you look closely, once we dropped the little nodes on the force field, we go over to the left side. We're stacking up on left. I believe one of the Hellhests, I think both of them were popping healing drones and damage drones over on the left. That's why we're running here. Even though I'm not a Hellhest, I still take advantage of their damage drones with the increase in damage and the healing as well. And so the Ningfei, if you're running a double Hellhest and 1 Ningfei loadouts, the Ningfei will not focus on the Sphinx guy here, the Big Vex guy. He will not focus him whatsoever. He, however, will focus, the Ningfei will focus every ad that is in this room. So if you are playing your abilities right, you're playing your Q and your Z ability right, or V ability, you will have enough jolt to essentially clear this room. Now, the Hellhest will work on nuking this guy. Now, we did have an issue where we were nuking it too fast. I believe it was like salvo with like a damage super up or something. So be mindful as the Hellhest and your team. If you're in your comp and you're running this, you're noticing you're nuking it too fast before all the ads are dead. Try to slow up on your damage a little bit. Wait for the Ningfei to get done clearing the ads. And then once the ads are dead, he'll give that call out. Hey, go ahead and nuke. I'm done with the ads. You kill the Sphinx. You kill it. Everything is dead in the 4 times multiplier. Before I move on, did you have anything you wanted to add here?
You know, for double Ning, pretty much the Nings are on the ads, making sure you get the 4 yellow or orange bar harpies is pretty important, and just getting the Sphinx down before 4 times is also pretty important.
All right. Well, if you guys done that successfully, you'll be on the racing course here. Now, keep in mind on the racing course, these red lasers, they're not like the regular mode heroic strikes. These things will literally, if they don't 1-tap you, they will leave you close to 1-tap. And mind you, if that happens, there is like 1 healing point on this, or 2 to 1 healing points on this entire track. So if you get hit, you're cooked. Okay, you're cooked. So don't get hit. That's all I can say on that. We've all played Destiny 2. We've all done Scourge of the Past. We have had our fair share of Sparrow time. Stay alive, play your life, you're good. All right, so once you guys get into this room, several things are happening in here. We have, as you can see in the back, we have some harpies that spawn back there in the back right of the corner of the room. We have some right here on the left side of the room. We have some minor ads right here in the front. We also have a Cyclops that will be up here on the top left, as you can see right there. We have a precision there on the bottom half of the map, and then there's another one. I don't have it in frame, but there is another one on the top frame of the map. So the Hellhest, you're going to designate one person for the one on the bottom and the other person for the one on the top. Of course, the one on the top can easily nuke the Cyclops. That takes care of that. And the Hellhest will be in charge of nuking the 2 precision Shinkas here in this room. The Ningfei will be stacking his buffs and gunning everything down, the minor guys. So by the time the Shinkas are dead, the ads should be dead as well, and everyone is rolling in to the rapid fire portion of this. So as you can see, I'm literally just mowing everything down. They already killed everything, so now we're moving into the rapid fire portion. So as soon as I get here, I'm already stacking my buffs. I already have 6 at the start of this rapid fire. I go ahead and I just gun this dude down. I drop his shields. I don't worry about killing it because I have the Hellhest. I start worrying about cleanup. So I'm going for the little fanatics there. I'm going for the Cyclopses, any of the minor ads that's still up, anything like that, just so we can get out of here and get moving. You do want to have this cleared in 3. What I will say, the faster you do this and you clear this room, and you can start moving towards the boss, the better, because you want to kill the boss on 2. So the faster you get out of this room, all the better. Nate, before we go any further, did you have anything you wanted to add for this?
Yeah, no, pretty much for this room as a Hellhest, whether it's single or double, Basically finding one of the flowers to stand at, either at that close pillar or the farther back pillar, just popping a damage drone and salvo and crack one of the Shinkas, crack the other one, and just delete them, because most of the time they're close enough to be able to get some splash damage in with the salvo, the enhanced like salvo shots. Pretty much Shinkas in this strike are pretty much just falling over for Hellhest.
All right, so well, that takes us into the final boss, everybody. So, mind you, boss needs to die on the 2x multiplier. If you somehow get to 1.8, you need to have one of you guys, whoever has the most in your run, they just need to go ahead and burn it and back out. You're not going to beat this on 1.8. You can beat it on 1.8. You could pop. You're not going to make promo zone. I'm 100% sure you possibly could, but a lot of the strats now with double Hellhest, it's going to be almost impossible with people going for 390s. Killing on a 1.8, it's unrealistic, guys. You have to kill on 2.0, okay? Last week we were okay for 1.8. This week it does need to be on 2.0 to guarantee a high, the highest possible round, okay? So when we get in here, as a Ning Fei, I'm already ahead. The first thing I'm doing is I'm going in for Corruption. Remember, Corruption provides that damage buff. You see how I hit? I didn't impact the boss. I impacted here, but it's a 10 meter radius. He is still corrupted. I call it to my team, Hellhest, let go. He has been corrupted. The Hellhest will then start nuking him with their Royal Contravene. While they're doing that and getting that first bar done, I am backing out. I don't even do boss DPS as the Ning Fei here. I'm backing out and I'm watching for the Cyclops that spawns here. So ideally you can put your Ning, what we found to work better here, because once this guy gets nuked, you have to go straight into ad clear. What we found worked better here was to put the Ning, if you're running a double Hellhest and one Ning Fei combo, we did one Ning and one Hellhest on left because there isn't any of the flowers on the left side. I think there was one on right, and so the guy on right was able to, heal himself along with the healing drone and solo the right side a lot more efficiently than what we were doing on left. So they were tanking him down. I'm getting ready for the Cyclops that's spawning in as the Ning Fei. Once the Cyclops is down, you just start focusing the ads. This is important because now we have some time. We still have the 2x multiplier. It's just time to bank as many points and get this to the 300 mark if you're going for 400 as fast as possible. And that's pretty much it. We go in here. We're just doing some final ad cleanup. You pick up the Arc Cranium from the Minotaur and you just start beaming the confluxes there in the middle of the map. And once you have beamed all of the confluxes in the map, that is going to drop the boss's shields. At this point, there will be no more ads that spawn in. So if you did this 100% correct, this score right here will be sitting at 300. It is 300, and if you kill on 2x, that is 100. That is 100k you get. That puts you at 400k. Now, for whatever reason, let's say you aren't quite here yet, and let's say you were about right here on your 2x multiplier. We noticed that on 4 minutes on the dot, it does spawn in more ads, but it was hard for us to kill the ads with the time running out here for the multiplier. So if you for some reason have this right here, like you're real low in the 2x multiplier and you could use a few extra ads, then by all means get the boss one shot and play the ads that spawn. But in the runs that we had, we just did not get lucky. But the 2x multiplier, we had the nuke, so we didn't have time to wait for the ads. But ideally you shouldn't need the ads. If you did everything correct from start to finish here, you should be at 300. As you can see, they are popping damage drones, they are popping ults, they are salvos, they're just going ham. They are doing what Hellhest is known to do, and we nuke. And we pull it off with a 398 score. Nate, is there anything you want to add for this?
Not really. I believe it's about 10 to 15 seconds after the boss comes out of his immune phase is when the goblins and the I'm forgetting what they're called. The exploders are and the harpies spawn. But I mean, yeah, if you're getting into this room with like half times on 3 times and have plenty of time, you can farm the ads. Just make sure you're playing the cover because his double beam ability that he has, just it will kill anything that it touches for the most part. But also the flowers are behind all of the cover, so it's pretty nice. But also stay close to the Hellhest because the healing drones and the damage drones are very strong.
All right, guys. Well, that is the 100% guide here for the Nexus interface Calamity Ops Strike. Once again, we are trying to help the community. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is probably the toughest one out of all of them, at least in my opinion. I usually give other character advice when we do these guides, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This one I feel like is real strict. I feel like it's if there's only 2 possible loadouts. You have double Hellhest or Ning, or double Ning or Hellhest. I don't really see Tan or really anyone else. Maybe Asilla. I don't know. I don't really see anyone else being viable here from the time that I spent on this today. So please make sure you get possibly Umako, yeah. So just make sure you guys are your team comp is fine before you go in there. And as a reminder, we are going to be trying to do helps. I don't know how much of these we can get done, just because it is a strict Calamity Ops this cycle, and it is a real strict loadout, and the timing has to be down. I mean, literally down to the wire. So if you need help, come over and see us on Twitch at LordBrandon10. Once again, link in the description. Check out our Discord. We have an amazing Destiny Rising Discord community. That will be in the pinned comment down below in the comment section. And I want to give a huge thanks to Nate that is here helping explain this guide, along with everyone else that helped Nate in building the strat here for us to get it done. I know him and Rave and Panda and a few others in our community came up and they were brainstorming an amazing strat to get this done, and I have to say it's probably one of the best I've seen in all of the Calamity. It's beautiful. It worked. We almost had 400K, and 400K was definitely not on my agenda today, so for us to even get 398 was freaking fabulous. So a big shout out to you guys, and thank you all for sharing that with me and helping us get that done. And that is it, guys. We'll see you guys in the next Destiny Rising video. Peace out, Girl Scouts.